10 Ways to Stay Sane and Deal with Toddler Tantrums. One of the hardest parts of parenthood is those dreaded toddler tantrums, which tend to start at the age of 2. While extremely common and often just a daily part of parent-toddler life, it can be extremely difficult not to break down and lose your sanity after what feels like the millionth mini meltdown of the week. If you're struggling to stay sane, don't worry. There are lots of things you can try to do to help diffuse the situation. In this video, you'll discover the top 10 ways to deal with your tot's impressive yet exhausting tantrums. 1. Ignore the tantrum. Now this one won't be suited to every person's parenting style, and it can be one of the most difficult. It's sometimes the most effective way of dealing with a toddler tantrum. What you need to remember is that it's normal for toddlers to have tantrums. They're learning their voice, and it's one of the only ways they know how to express their frustration and anger at a situation. Trying to reason with them can be a waste of time. They're too lost in the moment, and they aren't going to be able to understand your reasoning. So provided the tantrum isn't hurting anyone, consider simply ignoring the behavior and waiting for it to fizzle out. Obviously, this is going to be a lot harder in public than it is at home. 2. Provide a distraction. If you have a young toddler, distraction often works pretty well to diffuse a tantrum. Young children have very short attention spans, so offering something to eat, a toy to play with, or pointing out something for them to see will often be enough to stop the tantrum in its tracks. 3. Ensure you're 100% calm. When your toddler goes into full tantrum mode, let's face it, it's hard to stay calm. However, it's also essential if you want to put a stop to the tantrum as quickly as possible. Toddlers, just like babies, pick up on your stress, and in turn, this increases their own stress levels, therefore making the tantrum worse. Do whatever you need to do to remain calm. Count to 10, or 100, or 10,000. Briefly go into another room, give a friend a call, stick your headphones in, and listen to some nice calming music for a minute or two. Whatever works to calm you down, just do it. You'll be surprised just how quickly tantrums can be resolved if you keep your cool. 4. Establish a clear routine. Having a regular routine is important, as it provides a certain level of structure and order to your toddler's day. They know when it's bedtime, when it's time to eat, and when it's time to nap. Many tantrums are brought on by a change or a lack of routine. 5. Don't give in. When you're just about ready to have your own mini meltdown, it's easy to consider giving in. Surely, just giving them what they want will be worth the peace and quiet you're desperate for right now. Well, it might be for the next 20 minutes, or maybe even the next hour or two. However, what your child has learned from their little tantrum when you give in is that it works. So the next time they want something, what do you think they're going to do? You guessed it, throw another tantrum. Stay strong, and don't give in no matter how tempting it is. 6. Place them in timeout. As tempting as it may be, this doesn't mean confine your toddler to an isolated room. Instead, have an area where they go to calm down. This could be a naughty step, for example. Once there, ignore them until the tantrum dies down. After a while, they will know exactly what the timeout spot means, and that the only way to leave it is to calm down. 7. Never get angry. Even the most patient parents find it difficult to not get angry in the face of a full-on tantrum. However, your own anger is simply going to escalate your toddler's anger and make the situation a lot worse. 8. Don't switch to over-nice mode in public. Tantrums at home are one thing, but having to deal with a toddler tantrum in public can be really embarrassing. The thought of your little one kicking off in the middle of a crowded store can cause sheer panic. The logical thing to do is to be extra nice to ensure they are happy and content with no reason for them to start up a temper tantrum in the first place. However, they can start to pick up on this. Toddlers, especially older ones, are a lot more clever than you may think. They soon put 2 and 2 together and realize just how afraid of their tantrums you are. Don't think they won't use this as an advantage to get what they want. So avoid treating them with kid gloves and being over nice. Just act normal. 9. Encourage sharing. One of the main things toddlers need, but struggle to learn, is to share. Many tantrums are brought on by selfishness. Sharing isn't something that comes naturally to young children, so if another child tries to take your toddler's toy to play with, it could set off a full-blown tantrum. For this reason, it's a good idea to teach the value of sharing as early as possible. You can do this, for example, by arranging play dates and taking your child to the library. Explain the toys are for everyone to play with. They aren't going to understand this the first time you tell them. You'll need to persist and explain it quite a few times before they start to realize what sharing means. 10. Tire them out. If all else fails, try to tire your toddler out throughout the day. Let them run around in the garden, go on walks, dance around together, and just do anything you can to help them let off steam. If they're tired, they aren't going to have the energy to throw a real dedicated tantrum. Overall, parenting a toddler requires a whole different skill set than parenting a baby. There's going to be times where you're going to feel like just giving up and having your own tantrum. If you follow the advice laid out in this video, you should at least find one tip that will help diffuse the situation. It's just a matter of persistence and dedication. And hey, if you have your own tips for dealing with toddler tantrums, we'd love to hear them as well. That's all for this video. If you found this video helpful, we'd really appreciate it if you'd share this video with someone else who you think would benefit from knowing this information, as well as hopping on over to our website and signing up for our email newsletter by clicking the link in the description. By signing up, you'll not only be the first to hear about our new releases, but you also get exclusive goodies that are only given to our email subscribers. Finally, the next time you're looking to buy baby products, I encourage you to take a look at what we have available. Let me tell you, we aren't just out to make a profit, and pride ourselves on our high-quality products and excellent service. All Starlight Baby products are laboratory tested to ensure they are 100% safe for you and your baby, which unfortunately isn't something every company can say. On top of that, we donate 10% of our profits to children's charities and hope to increase this percentage as Starlight Baby continues to grow. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video, and here's to making a positive difference in the lives of our children and the world as a whole.